Hello everyone, and welcome to this tutorial on designing a basic dipole antenna using HFSS. In this video, we'll begin with a brief overview of the theory behind dipole antennas, and then I'll guide you step by step through the process of modeling and simulating a dipole antenna in HFSS. Before we dive in, I'd like to take a moment to thank all of you. As you can see from this image, viewers from many different countries around the world are watching this channel, which is really motivating and encouraging. I'd love to know where you're watching from, so please write your country name in the comments below. I also want to share another quick insight. This image shows that about 85% of the watch time comes from viewers who are not subscribed, while only a small percentage comes from subscribers. Subscribing really helps the channel grow and become more visible, so these tutorials can reach more students, engineers, and researchers who need them. If you find this content helpful, please consider subscribing. It's a simple action, but it makes a big difference in supporting the channel and future tutorials. Now, let's get started with the basics of dipole antenna theory. The dipole is the most fundamental and widely used antenna in radio communications. At its simplest, it consists of two identical conductive elements, usually wires or rods, oriented symmetrically with a feed point in the center. The term dipole literally means two poles. These two poles create an oscillating electric field that radiates energy into space. While dipoles can be any length, the half-wave dipole is the gold standard. It is resonant when its total length is approximately half of the wavelength, lambda, of the frequency you are transmitting or receiving. To calculate the physical length of a half-wave dipole in free space, L equals lambda over 2 equals c over 2f, where c is the speed of light, approximately 3 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second, f is the operating frequency. A dipole does not radiate energy equally in all directions. It is omnidirectional in the plane perpendicular to the wire, but has nulls at the ends of the wires. The pattern shape looks like a torus, in other words, a 3D donut. The maximum radiation occurs broadside to the antenna, perpendicular to the wire. The theoretical gain is about 2.15 decibels relative to an isotropic source in the most basic form of the dipole. For a half-wave dipole in free space, the characteristic impedance at the center feed point is approximately 73 ohms. This is a relatively close match to standard 50 ohms or 75 ohms coaxial cables. Because a dipole is a balanced antenna, but coaxial cable is unbalanced, a balun, balanced to unbalanced transformer, is often used at the feed point to prevent feed line radiation and maintain a clean pattern. Now we will transition from theory to implementation by modeling a dipole antenna in ANSYS HFSS. By following this systematic workflow, you will be able to construct a precise electromagnetic model and verify its resonant characteristics. Open HFSS and create a new project by selecting File, then New. From the project menu, insert a new HFSS design. Click on Analysis Setup and define your operating frequency. Go to the Draw menu and select Cylinder to draw the two arms of the dipole. Place the first cylinder at the origin and specify its length as half of the calculated wavelength, approximately 6.25 centimeters for 2.4 GHz. This forms one half of the dipole. Draw the second cylinder symmetrically, leaving a small gap between the two cylinders for feeding. Assign a conducting material to the dipole arms. Right-click on each dipole arm, choose Assign Material, and select Copper, or another suitable conductor. The feed is placed in the gap between the two dipole elements. Use a lumped port for excitation. Go to HFSS, then Excitations, then Assign, then Lumped Port. Specify the port dimensions and place it exactly in the gap between the dipole arms. To simulate the antenna in free space, define a radiation boundary. Draw a vacuum, air, box around the dipole, ensuring it is at least 1/4 wavelength, λ/4, away from the antenna in all directions. Go to HFSS, then Boundaries, then Assign, then Radiation, and apply the radiation boundary to the box. Set up a frequency sweep in Analysis Setup by defining the frequency range. For example, 2 GHz to 3 GHz. click Analyze to start the simulation. HFSS will compute parameters such as return loss, radiation pattern, and impedance. Once the simulation is complete, right-click on Results and select Create Far Field Report to view the radiation pattern. You can also plot the S parameters to verify that the antenna resonates at the desired frequency and has a good impedance match.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful for your research or design projects. You can find more advanced design tutorials on our channel covering ANSYS HFSS, CST Studio Suite, ADS, and the FDTD method, as well as various scientific talks on electromagnetics. If there is a specific design you would like me to cover in a future video, please let me know in the comments. Feel free to include a link to a specific research paper if you'd like me to model a particular architecture.